The Pacific Northwest Pollution Prevention Resource Center welcomes you to this short set of best practices to minimize paint removal releases to the environment. Many of the available antifouling paint formulations rely on biocides to prevent marine growth and fouling on boat bottoms. These biocides are registered pesticides and are toxic to some marine species. When dust escapes during hull sanding and paint removal, it can eventually reach water bodies, adding to the biocide concentration from boats that are docked in the water. This becomes especially concerning in marinas or inlets because of the many boats and reduced water flow and water movement. These areas may also serve as feeding grounds or breeding spaces for marine animals that may be sensitive to these chemicals. Here are a few tips. First, use a high-performing, well-maintained dustless sander with filtration that meets the Washington State's Boatyard General Permit. This includes an air filter of 1 micron or better, vacuum bag of 5 microns or better, and tight-fitting connections between the vacuum and the sander. Second, let's see demos of the wrong way to use a dustless orbital sander and a better way.
What you previously saw was something that many painters are attempted to do, particularly if they're not experienced, and that is use one edge of the orbital sander to sand and work the surface. The problem with that is that once you break that flat seal, the vacuum isn't working properly. It's not sucking up all the dust, and you're violating the boatyard permit, or if you're at home, you're creating a lot more dust, a lot more respiratory hazard, and a lot of other problems for yourself. Plus, there's a center bearing inside of the orbital sander, and when you're putting pressure on one edge, it tends to wear that out faster, so you're actually long-term causing some damage to your equipment. What you want is to keep the sander flat on the surface, so you can keep everything level, you can keep the sanding level, you avoid any divoting, and you keep that vacuum seal so it's like this.
Third, inspect the vacuum bag often. When it's full, remove it from the vacuum, immediately seal the opening. Place it in a secondary bag and seal. Finally, proper disposal of removed antifouling paint is important, whether it's dust contained in a vacuum bag or scrapings or other paint removal residuals. These wastes must be assumed to contain biocides and therefore be a dangerous waste unless tested for designation and cleared. If the waste is not tested or is tested and designates as a dangerous waste, place in the dangerous waste receptacles at the boatyard, which should be clearly labeled with instructions provided at the receptacle and in the boatyard's best management practices. Do-it-yourselfers have the option to take antifouling paint waste to a household hazardous waste facility for free disposal. For more information and best practices, please visit our website.